three weeks. Wherever you are, you can find my music on digital platforms like Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, and you can also buy my album on Bandcamp. You can find all my music, and on my YouTube channel I use Munyakazi Deo. You can follow me also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I use Munyakazi Deo as well. Wherever you are, you can get my music.
Bega kwisi we ntunzige tujyane nzanye inanga yanjye tuzenguruka Afurika tugendagende iyi si tubabwira amahoro turerebe urukundo iraba indamukanyo maze banyikirize amahoro amani amahoro emilembe amani 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 amani
Here is my next song to you, The Sounds of Rwanda.
nimuze twimakaza umuco w'abanyarwanda nk'uko byahozeho duhuza amarembo tugwiza amanaro dusenga n'Imana dusangire byose tuvumbata imfubyi duterana inkunga duhana inka duhanira abageni nk'uko byahozeho isoko dusangiye ni umuco w'abavuka Rwanda ni umuco w'abavuka Rwanda abana b'ibisage batoza urukundo abakobwa b'iwacu basusurutsa uruhembe ababyeyi b'i Rwanda barwambarira impumbya abasaza mbakunde bari mu misango nk'uko byahozeho nk'uko byahozeho isoko dusangiye ni umuco w'abavuka Rwanda ni umuco w'abavuka Rwanda ni umuco w'abavuka Rwanda.
I wrote this song Isoko Dusangiye just to remind people to be back to the roots, to the basics, to the essence as it was before, and bring back the culture. And that was my story here on Doa Doa as Munyakazi Deo, artist from Rwanda. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time. Peace.
Thank you so much for joining this week's show, Doa Doa 2021. I hope you had some fun and got some inspiration. If you have any comment, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. and leave your comment, or our Facebook page, Twitter or Instagram. We'll definitely get back to you. We are very grateful, and until next week, I remain your host, Faizo Kiwewa from Bayimba and the Doa Doa team. Keep it Doa Doa 2021.
itaranto hariho umutware yaratunze cyane afite n'abagaragu kera kabaye agira uruzinduko mu kindi gihugu ahamagara abagaragu be maze abasigira ubutunzi bwe muhitarane eshanu undamuhe ebyiri undamuhitarane imwe itagirira kabiri maze umutwara arazinduka maze babagaragu batangira gukoresha za carano nkuko shebuja yazibasigiye uwahawe shana aragenda arazigenza agenzura amesha hano uwahawe ebyiri nawe abigenza atyo agenzuramo ebyiri maze wa wundi wahawe imwe aragenda acukura icobo ayishamo yataranto aratinyuka arayitabaye nuko imitsi irayitindira ataha maze shebuja mu kuzindukuruka abarana nabo ibyo yabasigiye uwahawe shana araseruka ati databuja mwiza wansigiye shanu uzungutse izindi shanu uwahawe ebyiri nawe araseruka ati databuja mwiza wansigiye ebyiri zungutse izindi ebyiri shebuja ati bagaragu banje beza nuko kuko mwakiranutse muri bike nico gitumye mbegurira byinshi ico nimuze mwinjire mu munezero wa shobuja maze wa wundi wahawe itarantimwe itagiriye kabiri adatera hejuru azayibovota cane ati databuja narinzi kuri umunyamwaga usarura utabibye na munagane itaranto narayitavye mu butaka dore ngiyo ufata ibyawe maze shebuja aramusubiza ati mbe mugaragu mubi niko wamunyabutewe esi ni wari ukwiye kuyiha abagenza maze nkasangaho inyungu yayo nuko shebuja arayimwambura ayigabira wa wundi wungutse itaranto 10 igiye mu zindi agira 11 kuko ufite wese azongererwa ariko udafite azanyagwa n'utwo yari afite maze wa mugaragu mubi baramuboha bamujugunya mu mwijima hanze azize ubupfapfa mbega agahinda we itaranto yawe yikoreshe neza igira umumaro mu gihe gikwiye itaranto yawe yikoreshe neza igira umumaro mu gihe gikwiye mbese gufasha abakene gusura abarwayi ibikorwa by'urukundo gushigikirana imirimo myiza igihe twahawe aya mafaranga nizo taranto twasigiwe ngo zigire umumaro igihe tukiriho itaranto yawe iyikoreshe neza igira umumaro mu gihe gikwiye itaranto yawe yikoreshe neza igira umumaro mu gihe gikwiye mbakumbuze mbakumbuze igitaramo cy'iwacu iyo dukoze ku nyamirya iz'ubuhuha n'inkomangano biratwizihira cyane. Mpamagare muhigirwa ni Nyaruguru mu muhamirizo w'intore, mu muhamirizo w'intore. Sebaganji babukwege aseruke mu byivugo byiza. Mpamagare Sebatunzi ayihere mu miyuki akubwira inaha na batatu yaruta mu kinyange cyarutibuka mu bakemba, mu bakemba. Tugutaramiye kandi uzagaruka ahiwacu turatarama ngwinurare. Tugutaramiye kandi uzagaruka turatarama ngwinurare. Tugutaramiye kandi uzagaruka.
Epana biso tolinga kobina, epana biso tolinga kosepela ka elongo. Tolinga tosepela tosangisa pe tolingana.
Tugusogongeze ku ntango y'amahoro, nkwibutsa umugani wa Nyashya na Baba, inkuru ya Saruhara rwa Nkomokomo, Cyacana ndetse na Ngunda. Tugutaramiye kandi uzagaruka ahiwacu turatarama ngwinurare. Aho dutaramiye nta rungu. Tugutaramiye kandi uzagaruka turatarama ngwinurare.
Tolingana biso kaka kosepela.
Tugutaramiye kandi uzagaruka turatarama ijoro tukarita hanze. Cyambere wampaye inka cyuringanje cyuringanje, reka ntugatsikire. Cyuringanje cyuringanje cyuringanje. Nuko umuco wacu ntugacindishe.
Hello and welcome to the Coffee Break on House of Talent Television. My name is Ateng Emmanuel. Wherever you're watching from around the world, it could be morning, afternoon, it could be evening, whatever time it is. I know the saying always goes like it's always tea time, but here at House of Talent, on this day we say anytime is coffee time. My name is Emmanuel, like I said, and the Coffee Messiah is not here with us today. He had to go, I think, to convert some people and maybe bring them into the studio next time we're here. But nonetheless, in the studio today, we have someone who is very experienced when it comes to the business of coffee, when it comes to everything that entails coffee. Mr. Abdul, you're very welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
It's a privilege for us to have you here. I know that you bring a lot of experience when it comes to the coffee industry and the coffee business. And just to start off, we want to say thank you for coming to House of Talent. It's a privilege for us to have you here, and we just want to get straight into your journey as a person. You know, before you got into the whole coffee business, I know that, you know, none of us grows up thinking, okay, you know, I want to enter coffee one day. Yeah, so just take us through your life. You know, where did you study? Where did you grow up? What kind of influences did you have in your life, and what led you to this place here today?
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so thankful. Like you've introduced me, my name is Yusuf Abdul. Actually, my way back, I was born in Entebbe.
Yeah.
That's my place of birth. And actually, it's not where I enjoyed my youthful age. I grew up in Kabale district. And I salute everyone in Kabale. I know they're also watching right now.
Oh.
And I studied in Entebbe. That is from my primary, my secondary level, and then I had to go to Kampala.
Yeah.
That's where I had to complete my my studying institution. However, to do with the coffee business, it's actually so, I would say, amazing to me, because I had no idea, because where I grew up there was nothing like coffee. And actually I was being inspired by, actually, he's a white guy, actually. I will tell you that. He was by names of Mr. John Quinton. He's a British citizen, and I came to meet him in Kampala sometimes back in 2000. It was 2005. Yeah, so we chatted, and I think, as I would say, grown-ups or people who have kind of moved places, he picked interest in me. So in Kabale, he so moved there, and he had a charity organization that he was running. It was actually called Africa Equipment for Schools. So actually I have a long story, but I think we can catch up with it. So it was called Africa Equipment for Schools, and he took me on as I was a project assistant manager. Like it was, they were building schools and also looking at ensuring kids could stay at school as a mission, and kind of looking forward in why there is a kind of big dropout rate at schools. So we were kind of looking at that point to ensure that we can have kids at school. That's by that time. But with him, he came in, and I did not know that he also had a background, which was coffee.
Yeah.
So one day he called me. No, we were driving, actually. We were driving from Kampala to Kabale, and then we were jazzing about, and he's like, you know, do you know that in no, he asked me, what are you going to do to be rich? He asked me that.
Yeah.
What would you do to be rich?
Oh.
I know he was expecting me to tell him
Oh.
that I would work for you and become rich. So, yeah, actually, I did not say that. So, I said, yeah, I have to be patient. That's what I told him. I have to be patient. I know there's some big catch ahead of me. He said, no. You know what? Uganda, you have got coffee.
Yeah.
And coffee is very close to oil in terms of commodity. He said, oil sells more, yeah? But coffee is next. Uganda, you have the best coffee. One of the best coffee all over the world.
Yeah.
This is someone from Europe. He's been here for some time, and they do research. By the time he mentioned that, he had already made his research on the Ugandan coffee.
Yeah.
So here he carried on. He told me, we need to find coffee somewhere. I need to get sample of coffee somewhere. If
Yeah.
possible, I can try it out.
Hmm.
And I asked him why, how, sorry. He said, I will show you. So we reached Kampala. Like over the weekend, he called me to the office
Yeah.
because he was my superior, he was my boss. He gave me a task.
Hmm.
He told me, you know what? You're going to visit these places, and I would want you to get these informations from the places you're heading,
Yeah.
and make sure you come back with samples of coffee.
So he made you kind of like a research assistant in
And I had no any idea, but I was good in, I was traveling to Kigali,
Yeah.
and actually I didn't know how to speak that language. I couldn't speak
Kinyarwanda.
those brothers of our language, but I had good Swahili, and
Yeah.
in those offices
Mm.
they had French, Swahili, and
Bit of English.
their whole
Kinyarwanda.
Kinyarwanda,
Yeah.
more, I mean, frequently spoken.
Yeah.
Are those three. So, yeah, I went in those offices. I went to the Rwanda Coffee Authority. I moved on to all those places in Rwanda, because I even didn't know the places. But I had directions on how to reach there, and I could easily use motorbikes. And they could hear the Swahili. I was like, no, I'm going to do it. So I continued. Yeah, I came with a lot of samples and dropped to him. I had specifications, but I did not know how to differentiate or to kind of explain what exactly I came with. But according to what I requested from them,
Yeah.
they gave me some samples. So I came back. Oh, he was so thankful, and yeah, we spent the whole time there talking about other things. But I'm sure for him, he knew that the goal is hitting the target. So the next day, I had to travel to Chisoro.
Yeah.
The next day. So I left alone what I was supposed to do, but some people, we were many, not alone like me alone, but
Yeah.
I think he wanted to fulfill the story that we had when we were driving.
About being rich.
That's it. That's what I said. So I went to Chisoro,
Yeah.
also the same thing, moved to several places, and from there I could inquire also for some other places, because I did not know the whole places, but I would inquire, where else can I find something as good as you having here, or anything close, so they could refer you. Yeah, so there I went. I also came back. Actually, from Kisoro, I got a lot of coffee. I don't know, maybe they give coffee for free. Yeah, so I came with almost 20 kgs from there. I didn't pay for it because they were like, no, you take it. Because I explained to them where I'm coming from and I'm looking forward to try their coffee and see if the consistency is right. Maybe we would be communicating to them on the way forward. They were so kind of humbled, and since I came maybe to the factory where they do the processing, they had to give me enough. So there I left, and then I also brought that. So the other week I had to go and do my task as usual. Then I came back on Monday, so he told me to stay over. He had roasted, I didn't know, in his suitcase as he was coming to Uganda. That is some years, like 5 years ago, he came with a sample roaster in his bag. So there he had roasted some coffee. He told me that 5 years ago, I came with mine. Imagine, this advanced world, people tend to prepare themselves for the next in advance. So he had roasted coffee during the weekend. So when I came over, I said, whoa, stay over. He prepared the coffee and try it. How is it? Yeah. He was my boss. I had to say it's good. So, I had to say the coffee tastes good, but you know what? I wasn't used. I was like, yeah, that's good. That's good. He had some biscuits there, and so it became a kind of a norm, because we had 20 kgs from some kgs I got from Rwanda. Now he's roasting and drink his coffee over there. Now and then. So we're working, but now he's drawing more of the plans. There he started. It's like, you know what? We need to look for a place and have a coffee shop around. Very fast. How is it going to work? I have an idea. That's how he was like. So he would be the main man, and I'm always following. So, there we go. So I started looking for places around the town, and I got some expensive places and all that. So he ordered for it was an espresso machine. He ordered for one espresso machine. Yeah, it was old actually. I wouldn't say that it wasn't that beautiful machine. It was old. Yeah. Well, maybe he wanted some kind of vintage stuff. Sometimes they want to have that crafty things. It looks old, but it's doing perfect stuff, because it was linked to having a grinder on the side. It could, self-made, something like that. So, it took us about 2 months moving up and down. Then we got a space at Cash and Carry supermarket. Those who are in Kampala, I'm sure they would be remembering some a coffee shop and a Cash and Carry supermarket there. And we did some arrangement. We arranged the place, and then we got girls in to do some training as we are organizing the place. Do the roofings, doing more furniture, purchasing things from Kampala. So they were also doing training using that machine over, and I would also be part of that.
So it's interesting that you went up to that. We're going to take a short break. This is a very interesting story, and after the break we'll get back right into it. This is the coffee break on House of Talent. My name is Emmanuel. Today we're hosting Abdul Yusuf, who's giving us, a hint on how he ended up in the coffee business, telling us that his first experience actually with coffee wasn't that good. And we'll be talking about this and more as we get back into it. Let's take a break, go grab a cup of coffee, and we'll be right back. This is House of Talent Television.
people at the moment are struggling to understand the older generation because times have changed. Technology has come in.
They've moved on.
Yes.
We're the ones sitting back and wondering, what is my child on to? TikTok has surpassed WhatsApp. The other one I call, I never call it Facebook, it's Bookface. Why are you on Bookface? Dad, it's Facebook.
Yes.
Me, I keep saying, I have a foot amongst the millennials.
Yeah.
And I understand the traditionalists.
Okay.
There's a song in the 60s, by the way, and in the 90s, 70s, where they're like, parents don't understand.
Yes.
Remember Prince?
Yes.
Prince.
Welcome back to the Coffee Break on House of Talent Television. My name is Emmanuel. This is the show where we get to talk about everything that is involved in coffee. We get to talk about brewing. We get to talk about issues like from tree to cup. For those of you who understand that, and for those of you who don't understand, well, this is the right show for you. Before we went for a break, we're talking to Mr. Abdul about his story, about where he started from and where he ended up in the coffee business, and he gave us his experience and said that his first experience with coffee actually wasn't good. He took it and said it was good so that he could impress his boss. But I think it's something that really, it's a road that led him to this place, and I don't think it's something that you regret. It's something that has really built you into the man that you are in the coffee business. And wherever your boss is, we want to say thank you to him because he has given the country a very good resource. Talking about your story, I realized that you got into roasting before you actually became a barista that you are now. So we just want to dive into the coffee roasting process because that is our main topic for today. We'll start off with what is coffee roasting. For those who are watching, they might not even know that coffee is roasted in the first place. Okay, so what is coffee roasting?
Yeah, actually, thank you so much. If I can talk about coffee roasting, this is a process whereby your green coffee beans, are being technically using fire. I would say are being technically by use of fire, being put into, I would say, a way that you want it. You're turning it from the green, and you're getting it to the level you're looking at. Let me say you're doing, medium roast,
like to the level we have on the screen there.
All right,
we
that
can
looks
see,
great on the screen. So that is almost medium to dark roast. So that one, it's actually a reaction that took place to enable that coffee beans turn to that color by use of fire and the chemical reaction that took place during the fire and the coffee beans. So the coffee turned into that color and it's softened so it can be easily grinded and you can brew your coffee after that coffee is being roasted.
That's interesting. So where does it start? Because I know that the coffee process itself actually starts from when you put a seed into the ground, like for those who grow coffee. Okay, then it comes into the hands of whoever is going to do the roasting. So where do we start the process from and where does it end up into a cup?
Actually, with coffee processing, ideally I prefer to give a kind of a very clear understanding that people should mind that before you start roasting your coffee, you should understand the type of coffee you need to roast. That's the first thing. If you're looking at the type of coffee, then there follows the quality of the coffee. Some people would just roast it. I don't know how they do it, but the right way or the right procedure could be, you should first make analysis of your coffee. That's to do with the defects that the coffee should be having. You know, right from the garden, the coffee would be processed. You know, as it's processed, that is removing the outermost skins when it's already dry, actually.
Yeah.
Removing the outermost skin, you know, the parchment, and now the coffee is the green coffee we are having now. So by the time you're having your green coffee, you need also to take a very clear note that if you're having it in quantity, it's not mixed up and you're having some defects into the coffee.
Yeah.
So in that way, you should take note. You either have your moisture right for the coffee, that it is dried, the coffee is free from defects, you know, and the coffee, maybe even the smelling could smell nice, then the physical appearance, the coffee looks more greener. Because if it gives you a pale kind of looking, then there is something wrong with the coffee. Maybe it had a poor storage. Then the result in your cup will be disappointing.
Will be different, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so from what you're saying is that I need to first see what kind of coffee I have. I believe that in different parts of the world, there are different types of coffee, and there are different effects that come onto this coffee. For example, the place where you grew it from, the kind of soil you used, you know, and by the time it comes to the cup, I think it still contains some of those elements. Okay, so we have collected the coffee from, let's say, the farmers. We have sorted the debris from it, and now we have it in our hands. Okay, what type of equipment do we need to use to roast this coffee? I believe that there are commercial equipments, then there are some that we can actually use locally at home. I believe before all these equipments came, I remember that we were talking before the show, there was this kawa coffee we had back in the day. I believe that some of those equipments were used locally. So what are some of these local equipments that we can use at home, and also those that are used maybe in bigger companies?
Yeah, actually, if we are looking at coffee as a commodity, or for value addition, you need to follow certain standard, which is required for you to ensure that you reach into the market and your coffee is matching with the standard, which is, you know, moving in the market.
Yeah.
So if you're kind of hitting back, let me say, those people in the village, they feel like they want to roast their coffee and they want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is different from the commercial, you know, it's a bit of it because you want to add value to it. So that means you need to take your research on what is required, and you do them, you know, on the market, such that you maintain the quality. The coffee should be having flavors, and at the end of the day, you're amazing people with what you've been cooking the other side.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people use frying pans, you know. They use frying pans, but to be honest, I don't feel like advising, because you know the problem you're going to have when you're doing that, the coffee is going to retain more of the smoke into the coffee beans, and it's going to have more of uneven roast. Other coffee are going to be ready, and the other coffees will also be different, you know. So it's not advisable to do it that way, because the only way we have to do it is doing it the right way. Yeah, you can grab your coffee when it's roasted according to your, you know, preference. If you want a medium, you want it, you grab a pack, and there's no substitution. You can do it only to buy a small sample roasters. There, because you can kind of regulate the temperatures on how you are roasting it. Actually, that can also work for like a home-based stuff, to make sure that you have your cup at the end of the day. They are there, I'm sure, in supermarkets. You can get it in Jumia, I don't know, but you can have that. You put in some little bit, something like 200 or 150 grams of coffee. You fire it up, you know, you can plug it on, and then
It does the roasting.
It does the roasting. So you can enjoy your coffee that way. You have your small grinder also, because it's important. You cannot drink your coffee without grinding. Yeah, the process ends up with grinding, and then you're having your
cup of coffee.
Your cup of coffee brewed.
Okay, so that's on the home side.
Yes.
I believe that you work for a company that does this on a commercial scale.
Yes.
How different are those the ones that they use commercially from the local ones, and are there any particular types that if I wanted to start a coffee roasting company that I should look out for?
Yeah, actually, with coffee, when you're talking about roasters and how they are best in terms of their functions, we have a hot air roaster, which is more of a convection, you know, and then we have the other one which has a direct heat, you know. It can just be so direct. So if you're having a direct heat roaster, so that means this is the effect that people don't know. If you're roasting coffee using one which is having a direct heat, so the impact to the coffee beans is direct, because the drum keeps on turning. You're having your coffee inside the drum, and it's heated under, which is more direct to the drum. So the drum is turning, and the heat impacts direct to the coffee beans. So at the end of the day, you find like still the flavors, you will have some variations in terms of flavors. You might not develop as a whole than the other convection roaster. You know. And another effect when you're doing that, you can hardly make a high roast. You know, you can hardly make a high roast to the level that you're looking for. You know, you can do all that, but your determination of the cup will vary. You might not get it perfect. That is if you're doing a direct heat. So if you're doing a convection roaster, convection roaster is more kind of interesting, because it does a soft roasting whereby you're having a chamber which is having a cyclone on the other side, so it transfers the heat to the drum inside, and the paddles inside carries on dropping the coffee, and the coffee is just dancing into the hot air, you know, something like that. And the only thing you have to do is to regulate your burner ratio to ensure that the coffee is developing according to your expectations. So at the end of the day, the bean would be more even. It would be soft roasted. There's no hard roasting. I think you get what I'm trying to mean, the difference between the two. So it's not hard roasted, you know. So by the time your coffee is out, it's more even. Immediately you get the aroma out, and you feel like, wow, you know. That's the difference with having different
direct and hot
air, you know.
I like the way you say that, you know, the coffee dances.
It does.
It gives it a very good perspective. We're going to get more about into the flavors that I believe that, because when you roast, you have a light roast, you have a medium, then you have the dark roast, and these basically give you very different flavors. Okay, but we're first going to go into a break, then we'll come back and talk about these flavors, because I know the people out there actually want to know what kind of flavors do I get when I roast the coffee. We'll be back. We'll be right back after this break, but we'll not only be talking about the flavors, but we're also going to do something special. We're going to brew some coffee, like it's the tradition here, and always I can't really wait to test the different kind of coffee that the different baristas make here. This is House of Talent Television. The show is The Coffee Break. Stay right there. We will be right back after this.
at the moment are struggling to understand the older generation because times have changed. Technology has come in.
They have moved on.
Yes.
We're the ones sitting back and wondering, what is my child on to? TikTok has surpassed WhatsApp. The other one I call, I never call it Facebook, it's Bookface. Why are you on Bookface? Dad, it's Facebook.
Yes.
Me, I keep saying, I have a foot amongst the millennials.
Yeah.
And I understand the traditionalists.
Okay.
There's a song in the 60s, by the way, and in the 90s, 70s, where they're like, parents don't understand.
Yes.
Remember Prince?
Yes.
Prince.
Welcome back to the Coffee Break on House of Talent Television. My name is Atengi Manuel, and remember, you can always catch us on our social media handles at House of Talent Television Uganda. That's on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter. And you can also catch us on House of Talent Television UG.com, and that is our website. You can catch not only this show but also other shows that will be happening. Before we went into a break, we're talking about coffee roasting with Abdul, and we were getting into basically talking about the different kinds of flavors that we get after roasting coffee. But as we do that, like I told you, we're going to have something special. As we talk about the different flavors that we have, we're going to be brewing a cup of coffee. So Abdul, what are we going to be brewing today? I see all these,
Yeah, actually we've
equipment.
We've got our Harrier V60.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy it. So we would make we would brew our coffee. It would be about 4 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
So I think we are 4, yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
where do we start? For those of you who are following at home, just get your stuff ready and let's get into brewing this beautiful cup of coffee.
All right.
Abdul?
So actually this device okay, just make it rest here.
Yeah.
So with this device, this is a Harrier V60, you always get this, yeah?
Okay.
And you can improvise to get a jar for yourself. So it's actually pretty so easy to have this equipment used. It's very easy. So actually the mechanism, I think what's most important is for you to master how much, something like what quantity do you need to brew for like each cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I think that is so important because someone out there might want to brew his one and only cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And since we about, want to share, we need to do more than
Yeah, more
one.
than
So with this standard measurement you require to use for a V60, you need to use about a ratio of about 1 to 15. So we are talking about 1 gram of coffee could be equivalent to like 1 gram of coffee is equivalent to 1 ml of water.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you say 1 to 15, we are talking about 15 grams of coffee into 1 cup. So here we're going to have about 4 cups of coffee. So we're talking about having 60 grams of coffee, which is enough for us. So we will do about 200, and this is about 250 mils of water. So it would be very easy for us to have our yield out, if we make 4 cups at a go.
Yeah.
Okay. So here you go. Let me start by putting it here. So I don't have my weighing scale, but we can.
You can always measure just.
I have it.
It's okay, we can always go with this.
Yeah, the right measurements are that you can have your 15 grams of coffee in your cup, and then here you go. So very simple. You have your coffee.
Because I think we need to mention that you need to have a filter.
Yeah, you need to. Yes, you're right.
You might have someone, just pour it. And
you're right, actually.
Yeah,
it's always better to have a filter because it helps you to kind of infuse the coffee so the granules get stuck on top. Then you're having your brewed coffee down there. So you just, very simple. This is our hot water. It's being brewed. It's been boiled. So you need it about at a boiling point, but you give it some minutes to rest a bit because you can't drink it when it's too hot. So here you have to pour it over. You can either use that kettle to pour over, or you use a pour over kettle.
This looks like the ones that we used to use back in the day.
But I think I can use that if you don't mind. So gently, just do it gently. Look at the coffee, so fresh.
I think this is one of the things, first things that they teach at a coffee school, that when you're pouring the water, it has to be in a circular motion. You just don't pour, as you please. It has to be in a circular kind of motion.
Such that you can have an even flow,
For those watching at home, I hope you can see how beautiful this looks on your screens there. We're brewing a beautiful cup of coffee, and
as it goes up, you can give it some seconds to make sure that it
all goes
down. Wow, look at that, so interesting.
So as we brew this, we'll talk about the different kind of flavors that we can get from a roast. What kind of flavors basically do we get, and is there a particular recipe that each person has to get a different flavor, or it's kind of like a general type of flavor that we can all get?
Actually, if I can take you back just briefly during the roasting process. So as you're roasting, the roaster itself, in most cases, we give it time before you start roasting your coffee. So you give it some, you heat it up. We call it heating up. So you heat it up to a temperature of about 230 to 235 degrees above. So to ensure that the coffee you're going to drop in, remember the coffee you're dropping in is green. And the coffee is exposed to the atmospheric temperature. It's exposed to the atmospheric temperature. So when you drop the coffee in, it's going to drop the temperature that you had maintained before. Okay? So that one is technically done. As a roaster, I have to be there standing and monitoring my temperature. So I drop in my coffee in, and then I have to maintain my burner ratio. So I fire it up to ensure that we are maintaining the temperature in the drum and not leaving it relaxed. So we have 3 stages of roasting. We are looking at the drying stage, whereby the heat inside the roaster is nailing down the moisture which is present in a coffee bean before it's being roasted. Then at that stage we go into a developing stage. So the coffee starts developing. This is where you talk about the flavors, So this stage where the caramelization takes place, which is from about, if you drop in at around 260 degrees, 235 degrees, it drops down, the roaster drops down its temperature to about 70 degrees. That is way down,
I think that's where it becomes exothermic.
Yes. Depending on how much quantity of coffee you are dropping in. It might not drop in if you're putting in little, depending. It depends, but I would say at a capacity of a roaster, if you put the right amount, it will drop down. So when it drops down, literally the temperature will move for about 4 minutes to about 160 degrees.
Yeah.
Then we reach to a stage of developing. So, developing stage, coffee start changing colors. Caramelization takes place, and then sugars are present into the coffee. So it starts developing flavors, complexity, and then you're looking at monitoring your type of roast you're looking at. So if you were looking at doing a medium roast, then if you're doing a temperature, you would look at around 210 to about 200 and not more than 220, depending on how you want a medium roast done. It can be a high, medium, something like that, slightly. And then if you are developing it further, you are roasting, the last stage, which is the roasting stage. So the coffee starts changing colors. So now it does a medium dark roast, then you're doing a dark roast. So you're looking at more temperatures like 232, you're doing a medium to dark roast, and then we're talking about delicious, you go to 200 and about 240, doing a real dark roast with more oily on the body, and so interesting, So now, as we are brewing, I think our coffee is ready.
Yeah, coffee is ready.
So as we do our brewing, you can have that on top here, if you don't mind. And we can have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, we can just move this here.
Served.
This is the part we always actually wait for.
Really?
To test the different kinds of coffee.
Very simple, and anyone can do that at home, and you enjoy your coffee as you're doing some stuff.
Actually, it looks so simple.
Yeah.
If I can take you, you said you have a coffee school.
Yes.
And I think it's very important for us in Uganda to actually come up with these schools, given the times that we're actually in, with the whole lockdown and COVID. And, some students are really not in school right now. There's a lot of other things that we can learn outside of school, for example, involving ourselves in the coffee business. So just run us through your school, okay? What kind of activities you guys do, what kind of courses that you offer, and how can someone, approach you and you get into your school?
Yeah, actually, thank you so much for that opportunity. And looking forward to kind of support our entire country amidst this very difficult times that we are going through. So our school, the school is called Gulf and Blends. Actually, we got the concept to kind of, people like blended coffee, baristas talk about blendings, so we came with that idea to say that's Gulf and Blends, and there is a history actually behind that. So our location, we are located at Rubaga. As you reach Salt FM or Salt Media, from there it's just like 5 minutes. You're reaching at Gulf and Blends Coffee. So from there we train baristas. We train baristas, and if you're a barista out there, you feel like you want to kind of handle these skills, and then you need to build something for your, for your career, which is more tangible. You can come and have this skill at Gulf and Blends. You can train as a barista, we can train you. So we train them for a period of 1 month. We train them a period of 1 month. You can come and do an advanced skills for your training course. So advanced skill is when you train commercial basis, which is the espresso coffee machine, where you're going to do all the coffees, from cappuccino, latte, macchiato, mochas. You do all that kind of coffee using that machine and mastering them, because in most cases we've got standard way of serving and standard way of preparing these coffees. So as you're training, you will learn that. apart from learning that, if you're doing advanced, you're going to also learn the specialty coffee brewing.
Yeah.
So specialty coffee starts with the green coffee, because specialty, this is like the standard way of preparation. It can either be the green beans, it's being carefully, taken care of to meeting certain standard.
Yeah.
So now we're going to also have a specialty preparation of coffee. I'm talking about brewing in the other hand, where we would be having different tools that we are using there, and they are actually traditionally known for their different tastes and different grinds of coffee required for you to brew them. The other one is commercial, because you only use one grind of coffee, which is espresso grind, to kind of make all these other coffees. Now you will need to adjust your grinder, have it more coarser, to kind of do a French press, do a V60, do a Chemex, and all those other coffees, even a drip coffee which you're having at home. You need a specific grind to make sure that you're not overflowing the coffee or messing up all over the table. Yes, so that is for the advanced. So if you're doing a basics training, you will only learn the commercial. Some people want that because they have been running over and they've been like
involved in the coffee business.
They were already waiters or waitresses. Now they just want to catch up. So that way also you just come and do basics because you have some idea. So we move together to ensure that we have our goals met in our career.
So is there a way that these different people can contact you? Are you on social media? You already told us you're located in Rubaga, next to Salt Media. So are you on social media, and what are the handles that people can find you?
Actually you can reach us. You can reach us on our handles. Like I can give you my contacts. We are on WhatsApp. We're on Facebook. You can reach us on Facebook. It's Gulf and Blends. You just go to Gulf and Blends. You find us on Facebook, and our contacts. If you can reach us direct as well, we can be so helpful to you and welcome you at Gulf and Blends. And literally, we call ourselves the coffee culture. Yes, so I can give you the number 0701 104027. I can repeat the number. It's 0701 104027.
And that's a WhatsApp and a calling number?
That's a calling number, and it's the WhatsApp number. You can reach us, and you can also hit on the Facebook, and then you find us. You comment or you tell us whatever you feel like discussing with Gulf and Blends.
Talking about that, as we actually have our cup of coffee before it gets so cold. We're talking before the show began, and you had something interesting that you wanted to tell people out there. Whoever wants to start this barista journey of theirs. So I just want you to look into that camera and just tell that person, I know there is someone.
All right. Like he said, I know there is someone. I want to thank the team of
House of
Talent for hosting me, and I'm sure he's hosted the whole academy in here, though others are invisible, but I'm sure all of you are in here. So we are giving out an opportunity for those who are interested. They're feeling so much enthusiasm into coffee and they want to train as baristas. We are giving a chance for 5 people out there. If you want to train as a barista, we are giving a chance of a 50% discount, such that you can come and train with us. This is an opportunity. It's your opportunity. So you will have to call House of Talent, give them a call. The first 5 people, I'm sure you will be the lucky ones, and they will contact us for the lucky ones, and we will welcome you for the training.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just to reiterate what he said, we're giving you an opportunity. I know that there are those of you who watch this show and keep on wondering, how can I become a barista? How can I get involved in the coffee process? And Gulf and Blends is here to give you that opportunity. So for the first 5 people to contact House of Talent, you can DM us on our social media handles. For the first 5 people, you're going to get a 50% discount from Gulf and Blends so that you can start your barista journey. We have told you, don't be like in Kampala where we say we didn't know, but we've let you guys know. So get involved in the coffee business. I believe that it's something that is going to be, very good for not only your future, but for the future of those around you, and it will give you basically skills, added on skills. They call it add-on skills,
Yes.
in other areas. As we draw close to the end of the show, I just want to thank you, Abdul, for coming here and just giving us your experience.
Yes.
Traveling around
Yeah.
East Africa, being in Kisoro,
Yeah.
your first experience with coffee, and telling us about the roasting process, all the equipment and all the flavors that are involved. I believe that I personally have learned a lot from this time, and I believe that everyone out there has also learned a lot. But like I said, we are drawing close to the end. But before we leave, I want you to look into that camera. I know that there's someone watching. I just want you to encourage them, those people with questions of, should I really get into this? Should I do this? Just encourage them and let them know why they should get into the coffee business.
All right. Thank you for that concern. Now, what I would want to encourage, like my fellow Ugandans, Uganda is a very rich country. In terms of coffee, even during this season, that the hardest season we are going through, we as Uganda has been exporting coffee. It has been a commodity that has never stopped, even amidst this period. So we are looking at a business, I would say at large, which is more encouraging, more interesting, and it can be your next future,
Kind of like an investment.
It can be your next future tomorrow.
Yeah.
You become a barista, you come and train. Look at yourself as someone who's behind the counter, serving coffee, trying to craft it very nicely, and you have this kind of knowledge into your head. Someone has hired you, and you can simply do it the way you are being required to do it.
Yeah.
So I feel so happy when someone has trained and I would give you out of experience. I've got some students, they train and they kind of get to travel. They go abroad, and by the time he sends back maybe a photo, you just say someone is doing well. We have a tendency of other fellow Ugandans going abroad, and they come back when they start hiding themselves. You know why? It's because someone has gone out and did not go with a skill. So it's so important for us now to kind of involve ourselves in skills. It will dwell us from whatever situation that we have been kind of longing for, and we become better persons for our future.
Well, yes. Abdul, thank you very much for those words, and I believe that whoever is out there has really been encouraged to get into the coffee business. And there's a saying that start now. You shouldn't wait to put things into motion before you start. Just start now. Like Abdul gave you his contacts. You have our contacts at House of Talent on our social media handles. Contact us. We can always let you know how you can get involved in the coffee business. And if you have someone out there who you believe that you want to see on this show, you can also nominate them. We'll have them here. But our time is fast spent. Abdul, thank you again very much.
Maybe just a second. I would like to send my regards to...
please.
I want to send my regards to a few people. First of all, I'm sending my regards to Mr. Bonnie. He's one of my partners at Gulf and Blends. I know he's watching. One Love Archive. Lake Bunyonyi, I know everyone down there is watching. I told you guys to watch our coffee break today in the morning at the House of Talent. And Rachel, saluting you. I know you're part of the team. Yeah, I think I'm so humbled for having me here. And hopefully next time you will also host us.
There will be a next time, because I believe that we still had a lot of stuff to exhaust. Yeah, but till next time, thank you for watching the Coffee Break on House of Talent Television. My name is Ateng Emmanuel. I was hosting Yusuf Abdul from Gulf and Blends, giving us his story and his experience in the coffee business. Remember, you can always get us on House of Talent televisionug.com. That's our website, or you can get on our social media handles at House of Talent Television. That's on Facebook and on Twitter. Let us know what you think about the show. If you have any questions, you can always ask us, and we'll be at your disposal to get back to you. Thank you for watching. This is the Coffee Break on House of Talent Television. Have a blessed day.
I'm Johnson Nyeko from Lamour, particularly from Paluga sub-county. We have been helping the church with whatever we get. We never left any single coin unseparated to the church.
I'm very grateful to our elder, our friend Johnson Nyero, who thought it wise as a developer to donate this great gift to us, the welding machine. My appeal to all the youth to join hands, to all the parents to join hands, even the stakeholders, the government leaders, the local leaders, so that we transform the life of the youth in this area.
We have received this, and it is making a lot of work here.
I personally felt very good, very excited, because Mr. Nyeko Johnson came to the church and said that he is donating a generator which generates power and it wells.
And let the churches mold those boys, bring them away from loose life and into useful life by skilling them to match the government program of building the oil pipeline. When they get the certificate, they will get jobs there and they will have money. This is poverty alleviation, which is also part of government program.
You know, when Jesus was taken into the church, Luke chapter 2, verse 41 to 52, the parents went home and Jesus remained in the church. He remained there not for loitering, because there were some activities in the church. If we begin picking youth, 2 from each parishes or 5, you will find the young ones will become very interested in going to the church, and when they come, they will have that eager of getting trained in this skillful life.
And as a Christian, I want this to be implemented through my church, both the Anglican and the Catholics.
We always initiate development activities that support the parish. Right now, we are initiating this technical school to support the parish and to also give back to the community, to support the community, our youth. In northern Uganda, due to the effect of the LRA war, very many families were affected, and the effect is seen up to now.
Reopening this technical school, it will help our youth so much, and most of them are no longer in the church. By reopening this technical school, it will bring many youth in our church, and the youth will be having the zeal to work.
And the technical school, the one of Blessed Daniel Komboni, which was initially initiated to support the children who could not go further with their studies, and many children benefited. By that, we are now having many who can survive on their own.
Our business communities, our people outside there, see the example that our brother, our friend, and our father has always been doing. We are so grateful, we are so humble. As it is written in the Bible, the hands that gives receives a lot. We are welcoming you for anything that you feel is for the benefit of the people, for the local community. We are here to receive.
Metro akwan kar man me dwako foch madit bot won wa Nyiko Johnson kejekia bekele wa project me generator man me welding ma bikonyo buluwa kijo ma pol me kwogi.
We have this kind of youths in Paloga sub-county as a community, a very large area, who got married earlier and they could not continue with schooling. So now they are embracing it very well because they could not have a time of going to a formal schooling. This is a very good project for them. That is why they are responding in a larger number.
I think that's all. That's what I want to see in Lamour, changing these youth, boys and girls. And not only that, this will be an income generating project for the church. The church is very important because they educate our children with good moral standards.
So I embrace this project and I applaud Mr. Johnson, whom I call an investor in the mind of our youth. Thank you very much for what he did. It is now upon us to plan properly so that the youth get the skills that we need, which will in future enable them to stand on their own, to generate incomes through the works that they are going to do in metal fabrications.
I do fabrication. Actually, I'm now retired. So I want to help my young brothers for more skill which I have. That's why I volunteer myself to give them the skill I have.
My name is Ronald Wachgio, a teacher of metal fabrication, Shanjanani Church of Uganda, Madibi Parish, Lamour District, Northern Uganda.
When I acquired more knowledge, it will also make me to expand my knowledge to others who are not having the skill through this program or project.
As I'm talking, we have received almost 35 people who have registered. They want to come and get the idea from me. and I will apply to them. Out wells, we have to cut some angle line, I put them out to fabricate all this you are seeing here. They can do that work. Instead of going to the town to buy this thing, we can do it from here.
So by bringing this project to be active, we shall be doing a lot. Not only for Paloga, not only for this area, but for the whole actually and the sub-region as a whole.